Hey everyone! Before we start, I just want to talk about Jax items and runes. And the first item I'd go for is Trinity Force. Usually what Baron Laner Jax gets is Divine Sunder, but for the jungle, Triforce is a much better option. The reason being is that it basically helps you clear the jungle faster and provides more overall DPS. You don't need to sustain that much since you're not laning against your opponent. Then the second item I'd go for is Blade of the Ruined King. This would increase your jungle clear even further, give you lifesteal, a slow, making your 1v1 more effective, and allows you to push towers even faster. After this, we go with the Mercury Stasis. You could go for the Plated Steel Caps if they have a lot of AD, but usually you'd go for the Mercs so that you wouldn't get CC'd as long. An alternative for this would be the Teleport Enchant if you want to split push and help your team when it's in the team fights. This is another viable option that you could go for. After this, we would go with the Rift Maker. This is a bit controversial but really good, especially if you want to play a carry Jax. You could go for the more tankier items if you don't have a front line, but if you want to go for a 1v5 carry type, then this is such a good item, providing you with HP, ability power, which Jax can scale, ability haste, more lifesteal, and Void Corruption passive, which would make your damage even higher and can even convert it to true damage. When you're able to complete this item, most likely there's no one that would be able to 1v1 you. Then the next item I'd go for is Guardian Angel. Since we're a bit squishy, since we're building pure damage, this would give a bit of armor and resurrection just in case we get bursted down. Last item I'd usually get is the Amaranth's Twin Guard. At this point, you already have a lot of damage and you need a bit of defensive capabilities. This is the perfect item for Jax. It stacks well with your ultimate, and this would give you more armor, tenacity, MR if you're able to proc this item. An alternative item you could go for is Terex Gauge. If your Guardian Angel is on cooldown, this is another good item you could get. Or you could even go for the Death's Dance if they have Serpent's Fang. This would give you tankier stats and grant you lifesteal when you get a takedown. Going to the runes, the first rune I'd go for is Conquer. This is Jax's bread and butter rune. I don't think you can change this. He could easily stack this and he benefits a lot from the bonus stats that this gives. Then the second rune I'd go for is Triumph. This allows you to deal more damage against low HP targets and give you a bit more sustain, granting you a bit of HP. An alternative rune that you could go for is Hunter Vampirism. This is also really good, giving you lifesteal, a bit of damage, and it stacks well with the Rift Maker plus Blade of the Ruined King, increasing your lifesteal even more. The reason why I go for Triumph is because I would want to focus on the burst and bring my target down as soon as possible so I could get the additional sustain that this item gives. Third rune I'd go for is Perseverance. This is really good if they have a lot of slows or crowd control, but if they don't have much CC, you could even go for the Bone Plating, denying the burst that assassins can give you. Most probably you'd always go for the Perseverance since this would give you tenacity and tankier stats. Then the last rune I'd go for is Transcendence. Since Jax is a skill type champion, he would benefit a lot from the ability haste that this gives, allowing you to spam your first, second, and third a lot more in team fights, making you more annoying to play against. An alternative rune for this would be Nimbus Cloak. If you'd want to chase down your targets, this is also good, but generally Transcendence is much better, especially in the late game. And that is it for Jax items and runes, and I will see you guys in game. Going to the game, I'm going to be playing Jax Jungle, discuss his pros and cons, as well as his win conditions. In this matchup, we're currently up against Lee Sin, and in a Jax versus Lee Sin, this is highly favorable towards a Lee Sin player, especially in the early game, due to having stronger ganks, faster clearing, and stronger duel potential. But, if we're able to scale and drag it into the late game, we would have a huge advantage since we easily outscale our counterpart. So what we want to do is to be able to safely farm our jungle and prevent Lee Sin from snowballing the game. We want to make sure that we're able to get into the later stages of the game. The clear that I'm doing is a red side clear into a flex, but usually I would go for a full clear so that I would get my level 5 as soon as possible. Jax jungle clear is one of the slowest in the early game, especially when we don't have our ulti and Triforce. But when we're able to get those two items or key things, then our clear will be much faster. When clearing with Jax, it's kinda easy. All you need to do is use your skill in between autos in order to make your clear a lot cleaner. While clearing the Raptors, I'm checking on what lanes I could go for a possible gank, but if it's hard to gank the lanes, then I would just go for a full clear. Yasuo falls bot side, so I need to make a play, and I see that Orianna's a bit extended, so there's a possibility that we could go for a gank here. Jax ganks is not that strong, but it's not that weak. Since we have crowd control, we force the Orianna flash, and it's well worth it. Scuttle is up, we have good vision, so we know that the Lee Sin is not here. As much as possible, we would want to avoid the matchup because Lee Sin would destroy us, especially in the early game. The only way we win the Scuttle Crab is if we have lane priority. After going for the crab, I go for a re-gank mid, flash in, stun the Orianna because I know that she has no more flash. But Lee Sin is able to arrive. Lux used her snare early. We're able to get a kill, but Riven is able to help and we get punished for it. Very unfortunate, and this is really bad, especially if we're playing a scaling champion like Jax Jungle, because of the fact that this would greatly delay our power spike. So good for them. Riven playing with his priority, he's able to help other lanes, and they get a good lead out of it. After spawning, I go clear my top side, try to get level 5 so that my clear would be a lot faster. Riven is able to snowball her lead, get another kill onto the bot side, and things are not looking too great. The only good thing is our duo, which is kinda even, but with Lee Sin showing up, they immediately get punished, and this is what's hard about the matchup. We're not able to do anything while Lee Sin is able to impact multiple lanes. Good ulti by Lux, getting a counter kill. We go for another gank mid. With Orianna binded, we wouldn't be able to reach her since she has face rush. Second skill for more speed. We hit the smite, but there's a Scuttle Crab giving her even more move speed plus second skill. Very unfortunate that we're not able to punish the flashless Orianna. I think there's a huge miscom with me and Lux, because if the enemy mid laner has no flash and we're able to chain our CCs correctly, we should be able to get the kill. That's why I chat, wait for my stun before going for the bind, because if my stun hits, bind can easily hit and we get the kill. Yasuo goes for a bot ulti, has to flash away, pretty low. Riven is overextended, so we can go for the punish. Most likely Riven will try to greed kill the Yasuo. She goes in, gets the kill. Look at her burst. I almost get bursted with the electrocute plus the pure lethality. But good thing, we're able to get the kill, because not only do we get some gold back, we also get a shutdown, and this would accelerate our gold. You go max second skill here so that you would be able to clear the jungle faster. Seeing that I was on the bot side, the opponents make a play top. Orianna plus Lee Sin ganking top, going for a 4-man dive. Unfortunate that Yuumi got executed, but at least they're able to get a trade. Lux is there to try and support. Flashes in, forces the Zeri flash. It should be fine. They get a trade, flash 1-for-1, but overall, the opponents are still way ahead in the game. Yasuo Riven fighting each other again. Nice flash. Riven with 1 HP. Very unfortunate, she had shield. But what's important is that Yasuo is not able to die in the matchup. And with the objective spawning, I see that Lee Sin is bot. So this should be a free dragon unless Lee Sin randomly runs up to the dragon. Even though I don't have my Triforce, which is bad, at least we're able to trade, and this is the best case scenario. As much as possible when you play Jungle Jax and you're behind, you always look for the trade, and getting the dragon is really good because this allows us to stall the game even further. And seeing that Lee Sin is not here, we go for the Zeri. Nice combo chain with Varus ulti, Lulu ult, and we get a double kill, which is huge since we're able to get more gold. Lee Sin takes the Herald and uses it at the mid side. They're able to get a kill into the Yasuo. Lux dies without using ulti, so we have no choice but to go for a trade. And another thing that's good about Jax Jungle, if we're able to get a kill, he takes down towers really fast, and I don't even have my Triforce yet. This is no choice. They're able to get 2 towers, but I think at this point, I'll take the 5 plates top side for 2 towers mid. Because if I try to defend mid, I wouldn't be able to do anything, and they'll just get a free tower without any trade. I finally get my Triforce, get my boots, and went with the recurve bow so that my clear would be faster. I see the opponents making a play bot. They're ganging up onto our Yasuo again, and he dies. 125 gold onto the Orianna. The opponents are doing a good play, pushing top and bot at the same time. I have to commit into one lane, so I go for the bot lane, jump into the range minion, stun the Lee Sin, nice ulti by Lux, and we get a kill. Varus flashes in, and we go for the Riven instead. And the Riven has huge damage. We get a 1-for-1 trade. Lulu gets the kill. Unfortunate, but it's okay as long as we get a trade. I think about diving the Orianna since she doesn't have much mana. But as soon as the tower hits me, I decide to change my mind and go back instead. Lulu got disconnected. Good thing that she's able to move. And we just take the Scuttle. Lux is being chased down. I show myself so that the Zeri wouldn't chase. She misses the bind and mispaths, so she had to commit the flash. Overall, I think it's okay as long as she doesn't die and they don't feed the Zeri Yuumi. Because Zeri Yuumi is very, very hard to play against in the late game. With all of my camps up, you'd always want to focus on farming so that you'd get your items faster. The opponents are still having a huge lead, but looking at the matchup, I'm 1k ahead of Lee Sin. So when I'm able to 1v1 the Lee Sin, I should be able to win the duels. The only problem is when we go into the team fights. Yasuo dies again, which is nothing new. At least Yasuo's not giving us much gold since he already has a lot of deaths. I just don't want to give him kills because if Yasuo gets a kill, his bounty will reset and then the opponents can get more gold. We get the Vampiric Scepter. Our Blade of the Ruined King is not yet ready. And what I'm thinking is I want to go for a trade because we're a bit behind and we need to accelerate our gold. I see that their blue is up. Looking at the minimap, I see that Lee Sin's on the top side, so we go for the invade. We should be getting a free blue. I think about taking the Gromp, but I see that Riven is being aggressive, trying to punish the Yasuo again. We try to get a counter kill, get a stun off, and this is well worth it because Yasuo's only worth 100 gold, while we get 400 gold onto the Riven. The opponents make a play bot. We're complete, so we could probably defend this. I'm thinking about TP, getting my Blade of the Ruined King, or going for a defend. I changed my mind. We could probably defend this, but with Lux and Varus not using any of their skills to defend, they get a free tower, which is kinda weird. But it's okay, I'll take it, as long as we're able to farm freely. With the objective spawning in 40 seconds, I buy my Blade of the Ruined King. I went for the plated steel cap because Riven burst is quite high. I could have went for the Mercs as well, but at this point, the Riven is very painful. I'm deciding to go for a dragon or just go bot side to try to take the tower. And this is what's good if we get the first dragon. We're not in a hurry or not pressured that they would be able to secure the 3 dragons. What I'm doing now is I'm waiting for someone to try to take down the Yasuo so that we could go for a trade. But the opponents play safe. They're also ready, situated in the top side. Varus gets bursted in the side, and at this point, I know that we have to go back. I look to see if I could get a return kill onto the Riven, but looking at what's happening, I just ping my team to immediately run away and run to the bot side, so at least we're able to get a trade. We have no choice. 4v5 plus on a losing matchup, we should be looking for a trade so that we would be able to scale and drag it into the late game. Luckily, no one's defending the bot side, and with being Jax, we just demolished towers pretty fast, getting a free tower. But the opponents are making a play bot. Looking at their numbers, there are 4 people mid, so there's probably no one defending bot side. Yasuo dies again for the nth time, giving only 100 gold. It's okay, at least he's only worth 1 minion right now, or just same as a cannon minion. There's no worries. But what's worse is that Lux dies. We try to help the Varus get a stun onto the Riven. She's quite squishy since she's built pure damage. Lee Sin gets a kick, but since he has no more ulti, we flash in, first kill, burst them both. And overall, it's worth it. 3-for-3 exchange. But the good thing is that we are able to get shutdowns. Plus, we funnel more gold. I tank the tower because there's only 1 minion left. Orianna split pushing the top, but Yasuo is there to help. Or at least hold. Zeri is the only one defending the tower. So I immediately jump onto her. Try to get a stun off. But she's able to dash plus ghost. So we go away. And I think it's worth. I didn't use any spell. We're able to force the Zeri ghost and ulti. Our camps are up. And it's the next thing that I want to focus. I want to buy my items as soon as possible. Get my levels because Jax gets pretty scary once you're able to reach level 13 plus get 3 items. You would be able to burst enemies in one combo. And with Lulu supporting me, I would be very tanky as well because of the HP and shields that she can provide. We go back. Riftmaker is up. And at this point, I'm thinking about just split pushing the game since it's quite hard for us to win team fights. Or try to help our team and outplay the opponents. I see Yasuo die, so I don't go bot. I just want to split. I think about going for stasis or TP. And with what's happening, I chose to go for the TP instead. The opponents are missing, so I assume they're going for the Baron. Q in, smite, pretty clean. Lee Sin kicks me out. And huge steal. We're able to delay the game. Plus, we're able to split push because of the Baron buff. I immediately buy TP. And at this point, I'm telling my team, guys, just push mid. I can split push by myself. No one can 1v1 me. With the items I have, I demolish towers pretty quickly. I don't even need Hull Breaker. Orianna kinda hurts. She has a lot of kiting potential with Face Rush plus the second skill. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just buffing the minions. I don't see anyone on the map. That's why I don't want to engage her. Varus Lux pushing mid. Unfortunate, our Yasuo's just taking my Gromp while we have Baron buff. And Lulu's defending bot. Kinda int. But as soon as I show up, I know that Lee Sin was there. I didn't get a stun, so I have to flash. We dodge the Ori ult, and we're able to buy time. So what happened here is that I traded my flash so that we get the mid tower. We're not able to use the Baron efficiently, but what's important is that we deny their Baron take, and we're able to stall the game even further. The next item I'm getting is Guardian Angel. I already have a lot of damage, so what I need is more survivability, and GA is the perfect item. With me being the only carry, Varus does some damage, but generally I do most of the damage. They will most likely focus me down. I see Orianna TPing top, so we can go for the punish. Third skill, first skill, get a stun onto her, and look at the damage that I'm doing. We burst her, and this is the power of Jax late game. Not only do I have high DPS, my burst is pretty strong. Lee Sin gets a kick, but it should not be enough. Level 12, we out-level the Lee Sin by 2, and we just burst them both. Huge punish. Riven is pushing bot. Lux is pushing mid. It should be fine. We should win the tower race, especially with me using Jax. Worst case scenario, I can TP. We're able to take down the top inhibitor. We transition, take the mid. Damage tech onto the Zeri. Look at that damage. Just QW. We remove her HP. Yasuo getting a stun. We're able to follow up, get a kill into the Riven. We're pretty low, so we can't end the game. But what's important is that we're able to take down 2 inhibitors and get the 3rd dragon. Our HP is low, but we have a lot of lifesteal. Orianna is there, might go for an ulti steal, so I have to pull the dragon a bit. Get some HP, good redemption, and we're back to full. Death Stance is up. Secure it with the W smite. See that Lee Sin's bot side, so there's no way that they could go for a steal. I cleared the Gromp before going back, and with the Baron spawning in 30 seconds, we go back to buy our item. So instead of buying the Death Dance, we go for the Guardian Angel, as I explained earlier. And probably we go for the Amaranth Twin Guard last item. Lee Sin shows up bot, wants to catch someone. Good thing my team's there to help. And with my camps up, I just want to clear the jungle before doing anything else in the map. Even though we're ultra fed, there's still a good chance that we could throw the game based on what happens. If I'm not able to freely hit the opponents, then it would be hard for us to win. They have a lot of kiting potential, and seeing that Lux gets bursted, we immediately go for the Orianna, look for a trade. Lulu support, we're able to block a lot of damage. One of them is down. I start the Baron, but I'm looking for a turn so that we can force a fight. So as soon as I see Lee Sin Riven go in, I go into the Lee Sin so that they wouldn't be able to steal. But really bad what's happening right now. Our backline just got dove. Varus not able to use the ulti. And my GA pops. Baron's really low, so I'm thinking about taking it. But with no vision, I just go back. No choice, I have to give it to them. And not sure why my team just didn't turn. Got punished heavily. But this is still winnable because of the fact that we have 2 inhibitors. And we can stall the game. Yasuo's already 0-11 by the way. Still hasn't done anything in the game aside from dying to the Riven. But it's okay. Since we're playing Jax, we can count as 2 champions, and we're in the stage of the game where we could carry. As long as my teammates don't get insta-bursted down. What I'm thinking right now is Elder is spawning in 40 seconds, and they have 2 inhibitors down. So what I'm doing is I'm split pushing bot side. I hope they don't die. I pray that they're able to defend since I destroy towers pretty quickly. Especially since we're playing Jax late game. Worst case scenario, if they go for a team fight, I can TP and help my team. We take that bot tower. Clear the wave. I looked at their positioning and see there's a fight. I wouldn't be able to split the Riven, so I immediately TP, help the team. Orianna misses the ulti. Zeri's out of position. We take her down. Yumi's out of position. She's able to attach. We're still quite healthy. Sidestep the ulti. I didn't even know it was our team. And at this point, I noticed that Orianna hurts since it's already the late game. And I have no magic resist since I went for the armor boots. I check to see where they are. Orianna gets another poke in. I get chunked a bit. What I'm waiting for is someone to get caught. So Riven goes in. They burst down the Lux, but it should be fine. We get a counter kill. I'm thinking about just starting the Baron, the Dragon rather, and then flip or look for a turn. But I don't see anyone. So this will most likely be a flip. Their vision is gone, but I'm not sure if they have a ward. Lee Sin goes in, gets a kick. We're able to secure the Elder and take 2 kills. So really important take by us. If they got the Elder, they would be able to stall it even more. I'm thinking about going for an end since we have 2 lanes with super minions, but with the opponents having Orianna Zeri, it's quite hard. They have a lot of wave clear. So what I'm thinking about is I'm looking for a way to be able to burst them. I scared the Zeri, not able to reach her. And yeah, they have a lot of wave clear. The best thing I can do is hit the minion twice, and then if someone goes for a defend, I can go for a EQ, stun, and then auto W to burst them down. But seeing Riven is already up, we have no choice but to go back, play it safe. If we play too greedy, Baron will be up, and they could probably end the game. We go back. Yasuo was dead again for the nth time. We buy the Twin Guard so that we have magic resist against the Orianna. Plus, we become more tanky overall. Guardian Angel is also up. 4v5, we should be able to win this even without the Yasuo. We take the red buff, give it to the Varus, and then we could possibly bait the Baron. Riven is topside. I place a ward to see where they are. Remove their own ward. Look to see if I could catch anyone, and with Lee Sin face checking, we immediately go for a catch. Nice polymorph plus stun. We force Yumi ult plus Lee Sin Zhonya. We get kicked, but with Yumi being out of position, we take her down. And with that, we burst Zeri as well. Orianna, the only one left. And with all of the damage that we have, look at the lifesteal plus DPS that we're doing. We basically soloed their whole team. With Varus getting some kills in the end. Riven goes in. She's able to dodge my stun. And even with Varus dying, we're able to get a counter kill and get the ace. Minions mid a bit far, so we go top. And look at what Yasuo is doing, just farming the Gromp. Casual. Interesting person. Take the inhibitor. And with the Nexus open, 14 seconds before the next person spawns, we should be able to close this out. And pretty hard game. But as you could see, when we get to the late game, this is when Jax truly shines. And if we have a good engage, we could basically just solo their whole team. 99%, almost 100. I think it's because I died once. We get MVP. 15 and 1. Our Lulu did good supporting me. Look at my damage dealt. 39k damage dealt, 13k damage taken. Topping the charts. 0-12-3 Yasuo. And that's how you could carry with Jax, even though you have a inting teammate. So I hope you guys enjoyed our Jax gameplay. And if you want to see me stream, I stream on Twitch. You can just check it on the description for the link. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.